111, number 28. This one is really interesting. So secant squared 2x minus 1 equals 0. At first I didn't really know what to do. I was going to try to add the 1 on both sides, and then I thought, well, now I'm stuck. So, but really this is a difference of squares. So you have like a perfect square and a perfect square. So secant 2x plus 1 and secant 2x minus 1 equals 0. And they've done this to you before, but it didn't look this weird, like you have something squared and a double angle, and it looks really weird. But you can write it as a difference of squares, use the zero product property, so that would be secant 2x is negative 1 or secant 2x equals 1. Secant is the reciprocal of cosine, so my little method that I do is it's kind of like I'm flipping each side over. I'm taking the reciprocal here and I'm going to write it as cosine. The reciprocal of negative 1 is still negative 1 though, so it just turns out like that. And then, oh yeah, then I didn't have my unit circle, but I can just look over here and say, well, where is cosine? Which angle is where cosine is negative 1? Because I'm kind of, it's like I'm inverse cosining it on each side. So I see that's 180 degrees. Even though I don't have a whole unit circle, at least I have the part that I need. And I think this one's actually 1, 0. I'll need that later too. So that's 180, but I think we're working in radians, so I'm going to call it pi. Where did I go? Okay, so it's like I found the angle, which is pi, so that's how the cosine went away, because I inverse cosine to both sides by finding the angle where cosine's negative 1, but I still have the 2. Now I can finally divide the 2 out. Say divide the 2 out, and then I have x is pi over 2. And then I know that my angles are going to we've figured out the mystery. We know that the angles are going to differ by what 2 pi divided by 2, because of that 2 right there. So 2 pi divided by 2 is 180, or pi. So I can add, without having to do calculations and talking about how I've gone once around and twice around and 3 times around, I can simply add pi. Well, pi over 2 plus pi is 3 pi over 2. So that's pretty, if I did it again, if I added 180 or pi again, I'm already at 3 pi over 2. I'm going to go overboard because I'm supposed to stay between 0 and 360, or 0 and 2 pi. So these are 2 answers from this side of the equation. Now come over here, take the reciprocal of secant 2x, so you get cosine 2x. This reciprocal of 1 is just 1. So then inverse cosine both sides, or in other words, find the angle where cosine's 1. Look on your unit circle. It's at 0 degrees and at 2 pi, but we've been told in the book that our angle has to be between 0 and 2 pi, but not including 2 pi, so we're just going to use the 0. And then I know my angle measures have to differ by pi, so I'm going to add pi to that, and it gives me my second answer. And if I added pi to it again, I get 2 pi, but the reason I can't write 2 pi is if you look in the beginning, what are we on? Can you see right there where it says x is in between 0 and 2 pi, not including 2 pi? That's why I'm going to stop there. So there's 4 answers, the ones in the boxes.